Domina.
Cowards! Face me! The enemy is upon us! They are here to take your wives and enslave your children!
Make way! Make way, I said! She lost a lot of blood. It does not look good. We need to keep her warm.
There was nothing more we could have done. We arrived as soon as we were able. Don't worry about it. By the grace of Wester, they were not even in Rome.
You should rest. That's the best thing you can do now.
The Senate is bound to call a meeting. They'll surely declare war. We already have most of the team back together, except for one. Deianira is in the dungeon awaiting her execution. After this attack, I believe we may have the leverage we need to get her out of there. You should go and sort things out before you head to the Senate. We can't be sure we'll get another chance.
They finally let you in. Heard you had been trying to see me. It's good to see you too. You look well. More mature. I guess I have been here longer than I thought. No. Silvius was only one I came for. But it got away from me. He said they were there by own choice. I knew he lied. I thought I was saving them, but they looked at me with exact same fear in their eyes. I hoped this guilt I carry every day would fade when I had vengeance. But still, when I think of her, I feel pressure around my heart. Her name was Tusa. She was 2 years younger than me. She loved horses more than anything else, and they seemed to love her back. She was my best friend. We braided each other's hair and hunted rabbits. We were always competing together against our brothers, and we always won. I have not followed threefold path of Asha. I have spread grief instead of happiness. I have blackened my soul with evil thought and evil deeds. If I stay here and face my execution, maybe I will be redeemed in the eyes of the wise Lord. I have accepted it. Don't you see? That's why I'm here. It seems you understand me better than I understand myself. It is not the same. You bear no blame for those you lost. I do. I wanted to go to the Greek city. I wanted wine and spices and beautiful dresses. She was scared, but I told her I would keep her safe. I was eager and naive, and they exploited it. They lured us with pretty promises and tried to force themselves on us. We fought back. I killed one of them. Then Silvius killed Tusa. Every part of it, every single thing that led to her death was my fault. I know what you say is true, but what I feel is different. It doesn't matter what you say, and you didn't even know her. I would. Of course I would. Maybe one day, I will be able to. I guess that will not happen if I am executed though, huh? Fine. You are good at this, you know. Let's go.
As per today's augury...
Orcus, take your auguries, Cicero. The Gauls attacked us. Here, in Rome. Do we really need the gods' opinions to decide on today's relatio?
Webius Vitellius Lurco, you will respect the Senate and its procedures.
Then the Senate must respect the people of Rome.
The Senate is the people of Rome.
Our most esteemed senators and officials seem very much alive to my eyes. The same cannot be said for the men and women who were slain in Ostia. My own brother's villa was attacked. He and his wife almost died. Her mother was not as fortunate. Gallic barbarians just marched through the streets of Rome killing noblewomen. Frankly, I have no idea why her brother is keeping silent. I'd be outraged. I am outraged. My business ventures have nothing to do with this. Control your grief. We all suffered losses.
I think it is you who should practice control, Vitellius Lorco. I, for one, am sure he speaks with evidence.
This is ridiculous. Are we going to prosecute a consul of Rome instead of protecting its people? And based on what? A hunch?
No valid prima facie presents itself. It is an intriguing hunch nevertheless. Certainly the topic for another day.
I welcome any investigation. My conscience is pure as the first rain of spring. But we are losing precious time while our enemies, in all likelihood, are plotting their next move. Inaction is exactly what led to this disaster. Senators, Romans, we are the sons of wolves. We are proud as we should naturally be. But in our pride, we have grown docile and meek, allowing jackals to attack us without fear. They were laughing. With blood in their eyes, they've slaughtered our own wives and daughters. And what have we done since then? What are we doing now? Nothing. Nothing but endless debates and discussions. I say the time for philosophers is past. Now is the time for warriors. I say we strike now. We shall encircle them like the wolves we are. I say we attack. What say you?
I say, cease your populist posturing, Vitellius Lurco. Senators, we are at the heart of our republic, discussing what's perhaps the most important relatio of this age. And you behave like hysterical
And you
children.
behave like a spoiled child who's trying to wear his father's sandals.
Do not test me, Vitellius Lurco. Speak out of turn again, and I shall see you dragged in chains right into the closest dungeon.
Watch and know your words, Cicero. You are speaking to a consul of Rome and the representative of its people.
You are as well. I hold the Imperium. I alone can determine the course of this discussion. Nothing happens without my consent. That is
And
why...
maybe that's why this needs to change.
What?
Citizens, friends, I apologize for my outburst, and I apologize to you, Cicero. I was out of turn indeed.
I'm not sure what you're playing.
It's my frustration talking, even though I am your co-consul and still new to this world of politics. You are a man of words, Cicero. I believe this crisis we're in requires a man of action. For this reason, I propose, with great humility, that this Senate should consider electing me as dictator until this situation ends. Obviously, we need to act fast. If every decision is to be discussed and approved in the Senate, there is no way we can win this war against the Gauls. They do not have a Senate. We need a commander who's passionate and skillful enough to lead the war effort, swiftly and efficiently.
And that man is you, Lurco?
Vitellius Lurco may be consul, but that doesn't make him a skilled commander of legions. His experience in warcraft is minimal.
I understand your concern. Honestly, I wish I was omnipotent. Then I could bring all of our dead friends back from the depths of Dis. But now, we should focus on preventing more deaths.
And we achieve this by attacking Gallia?
It is difficult for a non-military mind to understand this. War causes death, true. But in this case, it will be to prevent even more death.
Honestly, I can only agree. He has amply demonstrated his skill and talent in military matters. If anyone, he should be the dictator.
I understand the reasoning, but you do realize the dictator needs to be a consul to begin with, right?
Then I shall go. I have no wish to fight another war, but it is better than sending this pretender.
Your lies are shameless, Pompeius. You are desperate to be made dictator.
My victories speak for themselves. I am best suited among us to prosecute this war.
Then why don't we call you Rex and bring back the old kingdom?
Cato?
What if I lead the war together with an experienced commander as my advisor?
And take one of your equally incapable lackeys with you? How would that help?
I shall lead a consular army into Gallia, in command of one half of our military might, while the other half is controlled by someone who has absolutely no reason to like me. What do you say to that, heir of Lucullus? Will you join forces with me? After all, these men are right. I need the support and the experience of a commander as skilled as you. Naturally. You are the more experienced commander after all. Your legions are yours to command. I can tell from your faces no one will oppose this idea.
It sounds like a reasonable compromise. If anyone dislikes Lorco more than Cicero right now, it is this man.
That sounds fine to me. He has proven himself to be a reliable commander.
Sure. What could possibly go wrong?
I can see there is no sense in trying to have a civilized conversation about this. Very well. Have it your way then. But we will not do this like animals. We still have to vote on it. If we execute this plan, it means Vitellius Lurco will be dictator for the duration of the Gallia campaign. More importantly, it means Rome is declaring war on Gallia.
The war has already been declared. We're going to finish it.
All those in favor of this solution to the relatio?
Oh, good. Exactly where I want to be. Surrounded by 6,000 men loyal to our archenemy.
Vitellius Lurco is the consul of Rome. We're safe. At least for now.
The word safe has far too much margin of error to be of comfort.
Awe legate. Sowete legionare. The consul was expecting you. Please lay down your weapons before you proceed. They told me you are a bit slow. Very well. Watch my lips closely now. Lay down your weapons. Do you understand? Let me make one thing clear. I am asking the questions here, not you. Look, dogface. I take my orders from Consul Vitellius. And he tells me you got two options. Do as I say, or be cut down.
Howl like the dog. I will make you pay.
We're almost at the end of this, it seems.
I'm done.
Stop, please. I yield.
What is the meaning of this?
They attacked me, Consul. They were resisting orders. Look what they did to me.
Resisting orders? And who are you to order them around, Legionarie?
I don't understand. This was exactly
Insolent
what you...
bastard! Get on your knees and apologize, right now. You are hesitating. See this, Legate? This is what I have to deal with on a daily basis. I shall execute this cur for disrespecting you right now. As you wish. I know you have a soft spot for these foreigners, Legate. They lower the quality of our legions, if you ask me. Well, we are here to discuss strategy, so let us talk.
They're a bunch of jaded old men who have no taste for glory any longer. Why would they? They already fought and bled in 2 campaigns for their beloved legatus. And what do they have to show for it? Not a thing.
First of all, I would like to express how your presence honors me, Legate. These Gallic barbarians are numerous and cunning, but with you on my side, we shall be triumphant. You wound me. I know, in the past, we haven't seen eye to eye. That is no secret. But I always felt the animosity between us stemmed from a misunderstanding. Don't forget that you are my brother-in-law. The barbarians tried to kill you. Now, they shall suffer our vengeance. Come now. I'm sure you don't mean that. Your father's death was a tragic accident. It pains me that you would think I was behind it. I am no stranger to grief myself. I know how it can take over a man's soul. Resist this urge, my friend. We're here to make history and get vengeance for what they did to your family. We may not need to find the exact people, for we all know they were Gallic. This was an attack on Rome itself. In other words, the culprit is most likely one of their many chieftains. We merely have to defeat them all. I would never presume to tell you what you should do. You have all the authority over your own legion, just as I have over mine. You are free to execute whatever stratagem you see fit. A challenge. Oh, I like it. Unfortunately, our legions have a problem, and we need to solve that first. Commanding a massive consular army is comforting, but it also means we'll have to feed our legionari. And let me tell you, Legate, we don't have enough food. Price we pay for mobilizing fast. As such, we will have to strike a deal with the local tribes sympathetic to our cause. A couple of chieftains agreed to help us. We shall meet them and negotiate a deal. Naturally, I'll be there to help you, just in case. You are a great warrior, there's no doubt about that. Navigating the treacherous waters of Gallic politics may require more tact, however. You will take the lead, of course. I shall only provide counsel and support. Most certainly. This land is infested with numerous tribes, each ruled by the wealthiest and most powerful men. They rarely come together under one banner. They are called Diwatiacus and Dumnorix. Such arrogant names. One of the chieftains specifically requested your presence. Suspicious, I know. I say, let us humor them and give them what they desire. At least, for now. Very well. I have the utmost confidence in your abilities. Do not disappoint me. Salve, Legate. How can I help you? Why do we ever do the things we do? For the glory and security of Rome. What else? They are under pressure from constant raids by the Germanic tribes east of the river Rhenus. In Latium, they see a land of plenty, far removed from their even more barbaric enemy. It was only a matter of time before they decided to leave their own lands and seek to take ours. But they made a mistake by trying to assassinate a high-ranking official such as you. Our vengeance will be terrible and swift. I have nothing but confidence in your abilities, Legate. It's just that this is the first time we're fighting against an organized enemy such as Gallia. We should not take any risk. We need our best commanders in the field, don't we? Humor is the signifier of a brilliant mind, they say. We're lucky to have you on our side. Salve, Legate.
Have you seen that the barbarians let their women fight?
Desperate, clearly.
I dunno. There's something attractive about a woman charging you, with a sword in her hand and murder in her eyes.
I don't like that we let these Idwi come and go from our camp as they please. Me neither. I don't trust them one bit. Look, there! Isn't that the Legatus of Wictrix?
What is he doing here? Sticking his nose in our business?
I sat Africa out. I really wanted to join up and avenge Lucullus, but my wife had just given birth and the farm was doing well. You know how it is.
The only thing you missed out on was terrible sunburn and lots of sand in your underwear. But at least the pay was good.
Took a big hit on the side of my head when we took Alexandria. A helmet saved me, but my hearing's never been the same.
I feel you. This huge Berber guy caught me square in the shoulder with a club. Now I can't raise my arm above my head.
I got this limp from Greece. Got pushed off a siege ladder at Kolkerdon.
See this tooth I'm missing? Scrawny little girl smashed a jug on my face in Memphis for grabbing her ass.
I was hoping you would come over. His war of fools, I think. Your countrymen are fools to believe Lurko's lies. The ghouls are fools to stand against us. And we are fools for getting caught up in it. You got me out of a very dark place. Now I am here to do the same for you.
Your wisdom is awe-inspiring. Thanks to you, my humble store grew into a full-blown market. Simply magnificent.
My Hercules, I forgot about the cats. How can they still be here?
I believe the priestess of Ubast has placed her curse on our Legatus. It seems to have followed us to Gaul.
I should have brought along my dog.
You heard what happened to Belisarius?
That he was drunk on duty and fell off the wall and broke something.
His leg. What an idiot. I hope they reassign him to Ferrata for this. He'd be right at home over there.
I was sent over to Legio Ferrata's camp with some supplies. They sure are a strange bunch.
Oh? The rumours I heard made them sound like a bunch of rookies.
A lot of them are very wet behind the ears. But all the Conturianas are, I don't know, thugs, lowlives, and criminals.
What? Really?
The ones I met, at least. It's like they were handpicked from the worst collegia of Rome.
A legion of thugs and rookies. Sounds like a riot.
What is that, Bestia?
This is Monster, my Discipulus.
You've been carrying around a kitten.
For now, but she will grow up and I will train her.
We cannot look after a cat during combat.
Monster is no ordinary cat. She needs no care. She only needs training. When she's ready, she will be free to leave.
Come to keep me company? He got himself declared dictator, and now he's on a mission to avenge the innocent, helpless, yet honorable citizens of Rome. He will conquer Gallia, make the barbarians pay for the things they did, and return home to be hailed as a hero of the people. You are a loose end. The final annoying wrinkle in his plan. And people die in wars, you know? I grew up with stories of Gallia and its savage warriors, of their irresistible ruggedness and, oh, so romantic, barbaric ways. My mother had an affair with a Gallic gladiator, and as usual, she was full of shit. I've never been to Gallia before, but after everything I've been through, I don't think I can be disappointed. Listen, I would never have won my freedom without Cicero's help, and Cicero would never have helped me if not for you. There's no place I'd rather be right now than by your side, helping to keep you alive.
Have you come to drink with us? During the Grand Championship, I had to fight a giant Samnite. He was the most skillful opponent I had ever encountered, and he was easily twice my size. Do you know how I defeated him? Quite the opposite. I allied with him against an Egyptian gladiator who was also in the arena fighting for the title. I told the Samnite that the Egyptian called his mother a whore. He looked like the kind of guy who would call someone's mother a whore. Now understand that the Samnite was going to kill the Egyptian anyway. Eventually, I just changed his priorities. Together we fought and killed the Egyptian. When the Samnite's guard was down and he was celebrating his kill with me, I swung my axe and severed his head. It was. The Samnite was foolish to trust me, and he paid the price. My point is this. You might be the Samnite, and Lurko is like me. We will fight together, and when you least expect it, he will kill you. Do not let your guard down. Good. I did not. I have met a few gladiators from Gallia, though. They are not to be taken lightly. I do not like their land, I must say. Too many forests and hills. Hard to spot an enemy marching towards you. We need to be careful here. Sometimes I think about that night. I still do not know why she would run from me. It doesn't make any sense. But I don't want to talk about this. Thank you.
Domine. They wouldn't. Under the rule of Vercingetorix, Gallia was said to be a true opponent for Rome. They were quite safe in their current position. An attack like this doesn't make any tactical sense at all. My guess is there's someone else behind this. Either that or the entirety of Gallia has spontaneously lost their minds. Most Romans think of Gallia as a land of unrefined barbarians. Not many things could be further from the truth. Gallia is home to some of the fiercest warriors you can find outside of the Republic. It has always been a land fractured between countless tribes and chieftains, but it seems that a king, called Vercingetorix, has recently united them. Who knows? Unity and peace, we should hope, but conquest and expansion is a more probable cause. I am an old man. My mind may still be sharp, but my limbs are tired. I am content, however, thanks to you. I often think back to that day in Greece, when I faced my old rival. It feels good to know that I could best him fairly. Perhaps when our work is finished, I can go back to my hometown after all, and die there in peace. Thank you. That means a lot to me.
Our initial position here is not favorable, but we must endure. We're fighting on foreign land against highly skilled warriors who know the terrain inside out. Despite that, we have made a good start. But as usual, some situations will need your personal attention. You will need to take care of whatever problems arise. Indeed, as usual, it is best not to underestimate the Gauls. They may be barbarians, but they are formidable warriors. They are also well-armed and cunning. A land we conquer can quickly turn into a breeding ground for a rebellion if we fail to pay attention. Gallia is an interesting place, full of weird gods and a multitude of tribes. It's best to be on our toes. I know, and I wish we had good relationships with all Gallic tribes. Unfortunately, we are not well liked here. We may be able to use the feuds between these tribes to our advantage, but some will always resist civilization with all the cunning and trickery of the barbarian. It's a strange kind of situation, I admit. These tasks are not important enough to warrant your personal attention.
Yet they do demand to be, well, taken seriously. Of course, Legate. It is best to react to these situations as soon as possible. Legio Victrix is fighting on 2 fronts now. We can't afford any distractions. Our way, Legate.
My good man, you look like a person of fine taste. Are you interested in partaking in a small experiment? I am a chef by trade. I am so skilled at the art of cooking that others will pay me for the food I make. Of course, there is always room for improvement. I like nothing more than to experiment and create new dishes to delight my customers. I'm looking for someone brave enough to try my latest dish. What say you?
Surely we can spare a little food for these children. Foraging will not sustain them for long.
I'm not saying I think we should fight these kids, but their parents must have left them some things. There might be valuables in these homes.